Hi everybody, welcome to a quick demo of how to use Helena to scrape interesting web data. The first thing you want to do when you start a new Helena program is know exactly what you want your output data set to look like. So here I've already played around with this IMDB page, lots of fun data about 1977 films. I've decided that I want to get data that looks like this. So I want to know for a bunch of movies, what is the title of the movie, what is the rating of the movie, and then also for each of the actors in each movie, what is the name of the actor, what is the name of the role. So in order to teach Helena how to collect this data, all I'm going to do is demonstrate how I, as a normal browser user, would collect this first row, so just the Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker row. And then Helena will learn how to collect the rest. So first, let's take a look at what this demonstration mode looks like. So I will click on this icon to pull up our Helena extension. At this point, a couple things are going to happen when I press start recording. The first is that we will see a new window show up. So this is our recording window, and everything that we want to have recorded needs to happen in this window because Helena just isn't going to be paying attention to any of the other Chrome windows we might have open. The other thing that will happen is we will have a new mechanism for actually scraping or collecting data. So in particular, we will see in this white box a preview of the first row information that we have collected so far. And the way that we will actually add new cells to this first row is by entering scraping mode by pressing down our Alt key on our keyboard and then clicking on the element that has the text we want. So I'm going to show you how that actually works. In general, if you forget how this works, you'll always have the instructions right up here to remind you. Okay, so over here on our IMDB page, there are going to be a couple things that are new now. So in particular, you see when we hover over things, we're getting a little gray box that's telling us what text we could scrape from the particular element we're looking at if we go ahead and actually enter that scraping mode and click on the element. So here I will hold down the Alt key and you can see now I have this little red box following around my mouse, and we can use the scraping mode that we're now in to add elements to our row. So now I'll click on Star Wars, I'll click on this rating that we wanted, I can click on this Metascore thing or this year, and you can see all of this is actually showing up, being added to the first row preview that we see up here on the left. Now, we already decided that we wanted to get some specific information, just that title and that rating about each movie, and obviously this isn't exactly the information that I showed, so I'm going to go ahead and throw away this recording and we'll start a new one. But that gives you an idea of how the recording process actually works and how you can add new cells to your first row of data. So this time let's go through and do the proper recording. So we will load up that same web page, wait for it to load a moment here. At this point, let's enter our scraping mode, grab the title, grab the rating. Let's go ahead and open the Star Wars page in a new tab. We'll wait for that to load a moment. IMDb has a lot of large ads and large images, so sometimes it will take a moment, but we'll wait until that cast list gets pulled up. We could actually go interact with the full cast list, but for this demo we're happy to just use the small one. Alright, so it looks like everything has loaded up now. So let's grab information about Mark Hamill and Luke Skywalker. And that's it. That's the whole first row that we wanted. So at that point we can go ahead and actually say stop recording. And what's going to happen now is Helena is going to analyze all of the web pages with which we interacted. So we interacted with a list of movies. Right now it's going through and saying, okay, they interacted with the first movie in this list. Maybe they want to interact with all of them. And you can see that underneath this overlay, it has in fact added a loop that represents all of the movies. Now it's going to go ahead and do the same thing with the page that lists the actors. So it's going to say, okay, they interacted with one actor. Maybe they want to interact with all of the actors. And if we give it a moment and wait for that page to actually load and load up the cast list that it can analyze, we will see that a loop will get added here for the list of actors. And there we go. So it didn't have a good name for the list of actors, but still it did add the loop that we actually wanted. And so this is the whole script. This is going to do exactly what we want. It's going to go through each movie, and then for each movie it's going to go through each actor. So at this point, all we have left to do is press this Run Script button. I'll go ahead and do that. What will happen at this point is on the left we'll have our preview pane. So basically what we'll be seeing is the data set as it's being scraped will get populated here. And then over here on the right we have the web page that Helena is actually controlling and using to collect all of the data. And so eventually we will see little green highlights indicating that particular elements with which it's interacting. And then once the data actually gets scraped, we will start to see the rows get added here. When we are eventually ready to actually use the data, we'll use these download buttons right here. And at this point, it's going to go through the exact same thing that it just did with Star Wars, but for Close Encounters. We can take a look at how that data gets added, but basically, this is all you have to do. At this point, you're ready to go forth and write your own script. So good luck. Hope you enjoy.